look at our new power rankings for this week number 5.
Week 6.
We're going into week 6.
Week
That
6.
is right. So my top team hasn't changed from last week. I still have the Vikings as the number 1 team in the NFL, 5-0. Vikings.
Yeah. My actually 1 and 2 don't even move, so I'll take the first spot for mine. The Kansas City Chiefs 5-0, they don't move, and my number 2 Minnesota Vikings at 5-0 don't move either. Both on a bye week, so they're not moving anywhere after this weekend either. So
yeah, my top 3 actually don't change. I have the Chiefs at 2, and then the Ravens at 3. Those 3 teams stay where they are from last week for me.
The 3-2 Ravens at 3 is kind of crazy, but
it's not really.
My top 3 teams actually don't move either. I have Detroit at 3-1 there. They're coming off a bye week. I do like them in this matchup against the Cowboys, so I have a feeling they're going to stay in my top 4 for at least the foreseeable week.
Yeah, so the Lions move up a spot for me just because the Niners get bounced out a little bit after their loss to Seattle, but I have the Lions at 4.
Arizona.
Oh, yeah, they lost to Arizona. Sorry.
It's okay. My next team, this is where my top 10 finally has movement, is Houston moves up 1 spot after taking, basically getting a win handed to them by the Bills. They move up 1 spot. They are 4-1. Not as impressive in these wins as maybe some people would hope for, even fans, but they are 4-1 nonetheless, and that is important. I had them moving up 1 spot this week.
Yeah, I have the Texans coming in at 5 for me. They got a win against the Bills. Bills are a good football team. Not too impressive. We'll see how it looks moving forward without Nico Collins in the wide receiver room.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for them. In my 5 spot, I actually have your Ravens at 3-2 coming off that win against the Bengals. Again, that game could have kind of went either way. That was a sloppy end to that game. So, but it is a divisional game, and that's how it is sometimes. But I do have your Ravens at 3-2. Top 5.
Top five. I have the Commanders moving up 3 spots this week. They deserve to be there, so I'm going to put them there.
I agree. So I had Baltimore actually moving up 2 spots last week. This is mainly all of these teams that are moving up is because the Bills lost and they fall in my top 10. But with Baltimore moving up 2 spots, I have them followed up in the 6th spot by Washington. This is a big game. This is a big game for my top 10. Obviously, this head-to-head matchup for me, 5 versus 6. So I like that a lot. But they do move up 3 spots for me. Another 4-1 team. It's hard not to like and watch the Commanders right now.
Yeah,
that offense is so fun. Yeah.
In my 7th spot, I have the 49ers. I know they're 2-3, but just the roster and the personnel and the coaching, they are a good football team. They can beat anyone in this league. So I'm going to keep the 49ers at 7.
Yeah, I actually have the Bills at 7. They do fall 3 spots for me after last week's loss. I just think with how Josh Allen has played in the last couple of weeks and their receiver room, they have nobody. They should be the first ones on the list for Devontae Adams. Like, they need somebody out there. Coleman's not getting it done. Again, their best receiver right now is the tight end. So they need to figure out at the receiver room like what's going on. But they fall 3 spots to me at 7.
My 8 spot actually doesn't change. I still have the Packers at 8. They squeak out a win against the Rams. I still think this team is a top 10 team. I'm keeping the Packers at 8.
I agree in a sense because I have them at my next spot. But, well, after this spot, I have Tampa Bay at 8. And Tampa Bay falls 2 spots. They do lose against the Falcons in the overtime game. I think that they should have won that game on the road. Tampa Bay's offense has been extremely impressive to me, led by Baker and the boys. So I have them as a complete team in the NFC. They're still good. They're still going to be a playoff team. I have them at 8. I'm not going to bounce them out or overreact or anything. They should have won that game on the road. So I got Tampa Bay.
I have the Bills in the 9 spot. I just think if Josh Allen doesn't play out of his mind, this team's going to lose. They don't have a great defense. They don't have any weapons really on offense that are making big plays. So it's pretty much Josh Allen is in my 9 spot. So if he plays well, they win. If he doesn't, they lose.
Yeah. It is unfortunate for the Bills. They really need to get some help for him on offense. But I do have in my number 9 spot, I have Green Bay. I have the Chiefs has back in my top 10. I think they might have been in here before, but they make the list. Like you said, they squeak out against the Rams. I think they have 2 fourth quarter touchdowns, I believe, in that game. I know it was 2 second half touchdowns, but it might have been fourth quarter. But like you said, they squeak out against the Rams. I'm still not convinced on them yet. They haven't really shown too much. They haven't played a division game, and they're in the best division in football right now. So when they start playing the Vikings and the
They lost to
Lions,
the Vikings, I believe.
they lost. They did. They did. Okay, so they played one. But that's a tough division, and I'm interested to see how they look moving forward. But I do have them at 9 at 3-2.
To round out my top 10, I do have the Bucks. I do like this team. One of those teams where every week I feel like they could beat a top team. Like they could beat anyone in this league. I think they deserve to be a top 10 team.
Yeah. Speaking of beating any team in the league, my number 10 spot is 49ers. It's hard to keep a 2-3 team in the top 10, but like you said, just personnel when healthy, even when not healthy, and coaching. Like this, I truly believe the 49ers could beat anybody in my top 10 right now, any given Sunday. Like they are a really good football team. They just need to get healthy, and that's why that game tonight is so big and important.
It is.
But
Nice.
let's talk college football, Jay.
We got maybe the best weekend